Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you like tips and tricks on how to get a really pretty and nice manicure. So this is my left hand, so I'm actually going to be painting my right hand, so I'll be painting with my less dominant hand. Usually I will paint on my left hand so I can use my dominant hand when showing you guys things, but I'm going to be using my less dominant hand to paint these nails today, just because I want to show you kind of how I paint my dominant hand with my less dominant hand. So if you are right-handed, your left hand, when you paint with your left hand, it's harder, or if you're left-handed, when you paint with your right hand, it's harder. So I'll be showing you any tips and tricks I have to painting my nails. So I've already painted this one. I don't have a top coat on because what I do, I do base coat, and then I do 2 coats of my nail polish. Then I go and work on my other hand and do my base coat, 2 coats of polish, and then I come back to the other hand and do the top coat. That just allows it about 10 minutes to dry while I'm working on my other hand, and that way when I put the top coat on, it just doesn't like bleed into the top coat nail polish. So that's just what I do. If you want to complete the whole hand, you can, but I just find that takes longer because you don't want to apply a top coat right after you're finished painting your nails, because then your top coat is going to have that color nail polish in it, and it's just not so pretty. So I'm just going to start off by showing you the nail polishes I'm using, and then I will jump into showing you guys how I paint my nails. Okay, so the nail polishes I am using are these 3 here. This is the Revlon Colorstay base coat. This is the Sally Hansen Insta-Dri nail polish, and this is in Teal-y Fast. And it's this really pretty blue, and it's got like shimmers, and it just catches the light, so it's like purpley blue. It's just such a pretty color, so you can see it on my nails, but the light really isn't picking it up very well. And then for my top coat, I use the matching Revlon Colorstay top coat. And I really like this base coat and top coat. They dry super fast, and they just make your nails so shiny, and they're just really great top coats. So those are the nail polishes I am using. Okay, so basically the only tool I use when painting my nails, just a plain color, is a toothpick, and sometimes I don't even use it that much, and you will see how I use the toothpick. It helps clean up the nails. If you make a mistake, you can clean it up immediately, and it just helps keep your manicure looking clean. And then also I have a paper towel here, which I wipe the toothpick off on when I have nail polish. Okay, so I'm just going to start off by applying the base coat off camera, because if I make any mistakes with this, you're really not going to see it. So when I actually start putting my actual nail polish color on, I will give you all of the tips and tricks and how I start painting my nails. So I'm just going to apply the base coat really quick, and then I will come back to you guys and show you how I apply the actual nail polish. Okay, so I finished applying my base coat, so now I'm starting with actually painting the nail, which I've already done my thumb, because with the way I'm filming, it's a bit awkward to paint the thumbnail on camera, so I've just painted that already. So I'm just taking my nail polish. How I start by getting the brush ready to paint my nail is I take it out of the bottle, and I wipe one side off. Then on the other side, see, there's a bunch of nail polish on that side. See, there's too much nail polish on that side. So then I just kind of tap that on the wall of the bottle, and then wipe the other side off, and then just tap it off again. So then your nail polish brush is ready to go. So I wipe one side off, and then I just tap the other side, so there's not too much nail polish off. Okay, so I still make mistakes when painting my nails. But I mean, it just depends on the speed I'm going. If I'm trying to rush paint my nails, I make a lot of mistakes. But when I take my time and go slowly, I really don't make as many mistakes. I mean, I still may make some, but not quite as many. So especially when painting your dominant hand with your less dominant hand, go slowly. You will make less mistakes that way. So I start off by just taking my brush with how I showed you how I wipe it off. I start at the center, close to the cuticle, but not right on top of the cuticle. I put the brush down, and then I push forward, and then I swipe. Then I go to one of the sides, doesn't matter which one, and I swipe. When going along the sides, just go very slowly. And then you see I missed a little spot right there, so I'm just going to fill that in. And then I go to the other side, just kind of twisting my nail. And then just go slowly and swipe. And then just make sure you get the tip. So with the first coat, it's okay if it looks messy and you don't have even coverage and it looks messy. That is perfectly fine. And you want to make sure you do a fairly thin first coat, because the thinner coats you do, the quicker it dries. When you do really thick coats, it takes forever to dry. So just try and go with thinner coats. So as you can see, I really didn't make any mistakes when painting this nail. When I did my thumb, I made a few mistakes, but I cleaned that up. So I'll actually purposefully make a mistake on this nail to show you how I clean it up. And you also don't want to get too much nail polish on your brush, because then that makes it even more messy. Okay, so again, go to the center of the nail, close to the cuticle, place your brush down and push forward, and then swipe up, and then go to one of the sides again, close to the cuticle, push down, swipe up, and then go to the side, going slowly, and then come up, and then go to the other side. Okay, so I made a little bit of a mistake with nail polish there. So take your toothpick immediately after you finish painting the nail and go along the side and swipe it up, and then wipe that off on your paper towel. So I'm just going to go back again, swipe it up, and then just wipe your toothpick off on your paper towel. So now my nail is all clean around the edges and the nail is painted. Again, just go slowly. The slower you go, the cleaner your manicure will be, especially on your when you're painting with your less dominant hand. So place it down, push up, and then swipe up. Place it down, and then swipe up. So as you can see, I'm just going to make a little bit more of it. There, I just put some nail polish on the side. So immediately afterwards, take your toothpick and clean it up. Just swipe it with your toothpick along the edge of the nail. So go on the other side. Oop, I still have some nail polish on there. You want to make sure you clean it, because if you don't, you're just going to make your nail even more messy. So clean that up. Go along the side. Just clean it up. And I made a bit too much. When I made that little purposely messed my nail up, I really did, and I can't really clean that up now because it's all dried. But what you can do is just take a toothpick dipped in some nail polish remover after you have finished painting all of your nails and done the top coat, and then you can go and clean up along the edges. So, just gonna paint my pinky now. Okay, so that is the first coat. I'm going to apply my second coat again using all of the tips I just showed you guys. Paint and go slowly, and if I make a mistake, clean it up immediately with my toothpick. You don't want to leave it, because if you leave it, it's going to dry on, and then you're going to have to go in with nail polish remover and a Q-tip, and then you can actually mess up the whole nail because you may accidentally swipe the nail polish remover onto your nail. So just once you're finished painting the nail, go in with the toothpick and clean up any messes you made along the side or even by the cuticle. So I'm just going to paint the second coat slowly, and if I make any mistakes, clean that up. Okay, so I have finished applying my second coat on my right hand, and I've applied the top coat on my left hand while the second coat on my right hand was drying. So this hand is all done now. As you can see, it's really shiny and all clean and everything. So now I'm going to apply my top coat on this hand. So they are dry to the touch. You just want to make sure they are dry. If they're wet, when you apply a top coat, when your nails are still wet, it kind of just makes everything kind of just bleeds, and it gets into your top coat. So when I wipe off my brush with my top coat color, I prefer to have slightly more on the brush when doing my top coat, just because it helps seal everything in, and when I put too little on, it kind of messes the nail polish on. So when doing the top coat, I usually just wipe off the one side, and if there's extra on the tip, I kind of just leave it. So you just apply your top coat like I showed you with the nail polish. It's the same technique. Just apply it. There is one extra thing you want to do when applying your top coat, though. Just apply it all to your nail, and then once you've finished applying to your nail, make sure to swipe your brush across the tip. This caps the nail off. So what that means basically, this kind of helps your nail polish last longer, because usually when your nail polish starts chipping from the tip. So if you cap your nail off, that helps the chipping because you have nail polish there, and it just kind of protects the nail color. So I always make sure I cap the tip off with my top coat. So I'm just going to apply my top coat to all of my nails quickly. I finished applying my top coat. Now I'm just going to go in and clean up any messes I made that the toothpick didn't completely take away. Usually it does, but I made a pretty big mistake there when I was trying to show you guys just to remove it with the toothpick, but I didn't put enough on, so it dried really quickly. So I'm just going to clean that up with a Q-tip and some nail polish remover. And if you make a bunch of mistakes, this is going to be your best friend when you are painting your nails. Okay, so I just finished cleaning up any mistakes that I made on my nails. So now a tip that I always use when painting my nails to help make my nails dry faster. What I have here is a bowl filled with cold water. So you can put ice cubes in, but what I do, I fill a bowl of water before I start painting my nails, and I just put that in the fridge. So then by the time I'm done painting my nails, the water is cold. So then you dip your nails into the cold water and you leave them in there for 3 minutes. I usually take mine out because the water is really cold and my fingers freeze, but this really does dry your nail polish in 3 minutes. Now, if you have a lot of nail polish, like if you did a nail design and you put a bunch of coats of nail polish on, your nails will be dry to the touch, but they can still be like dentable. So then you just have to be aware. But with this, my hands are getting really cold, but with this dries the nails pretty much completely, especially if you've done 2 thin coats and then a top coat. So this just really helps dry the nails super fast. So just leave them in there for 3 minutes, and then when you're done, your nails should be like basically totally dry. Okay, so I left them in there for about 3 minutes. So now they are basically they're like dry to the touch. And that was like after I just finished applying the top coat, which usually it would take a while to dry from then. And you can't really do anything. You're always really cautious with what you're picking up. You don't want to mess your nails up. But with this tip, it really does work. You may think putting wet nails into water is kind of weird, but it really works. And the nails are just dry. So you just want to kind of dry your hands off on a soft like towel. Nothing like really hard, because you don't want to mess your nails up if they're not totally dry, but usually they're like basically completely dry. So yeah, that is like all of the tips and tricks that I know when painting my nails, and how I get it nice and clean and how I get it to dry fast. So I hope some of these tips helped you guys. If they did, let me know in the comments below. And if you guys have any tips as well for painting your nails, comment down below so we can help everybody. And also, I may not even know that tip, or I may have forgotten to mention it. So if you have any tips, let us know in the comments below. So yeah, I hope these tips helped you guys. And yeah, your nails are finished now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye!